Test 1, 2, 3. Friday, November 14th. Let's get started. Booyah, what's up? Ladies and gentlemen of the Earth, ERF, Earth. What shall we do? Had a mighty dip to the downside by the looks of it. Created a bunch of volume imbalances from 24,930s all the way down to the 800s. Back down in September levels, it looks like. Okay. Okay. How many hours in are we on? 21. Earthquake. Yo, what's up, man? 15 minutes until open. Do I need more than one heal? That's the question. We got to cover all here, I think. Okay, good enough. Oh, oops. I'm chilling. It's Friday. Looks like it's been going to the downside, so we're back in September levels. Negative 2K and Delta hit for the sesh. And let's see how much further we go. It's Run for Profit Friday, so people might be closing out some shorts, which means they might cause a burst to the upside, even if it's a dead cat bounce. Might be a low-hanging fruit or two. We'll see. Try not to keep a biased idea in my head. Just see where the cookie crumbles. I mean, yeah, the air is a bit dry. I was, what do you call it? Sick last Wednesday. Got over that. Now I'm basically just like gotten. I also rode my bike home today. So it's kind of cold and the air was dry, so that could be it. But I'm good. I've been doing like massive amounts of training. Like I'm doing now like dead hangs and then doing the thing where you kick your legs up and hold it. So like making like the letter L with your legs while you hang. So I'm working like upper body and core on top of the 200 push-ups and sit-ups on top of today was back with 17 kilogram weights. So yeah, I'm doing good. Just slowly doing upgrades to the weights. It's just crazy when you start doing it and there's like no limit and you just keep doing more and more and more and more. Just seeing where it goes, you know. Did like 30 pull-ups today too. Just like a thing I do now. Calisthenics is really fun. Okay, so you're in this like duplicate world where everything's the same. If I recall this correctly, when you have to go through like a mirror that's not right or something. The dead hangs will do it. If you do like the 100-second dead hangs, like 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and then do scapula pulls at the end, which is like basically shrugging, where you hold your arms up and you kind of pull it, and then you hold like midway for 10 seconds at the end. That'll get you really good at that starting motion. Magma burst. Having the pull-up bar in your living room helps, though. I just do it whenever I have like a moment. I don't think there's a better exercise than the pull-up, to be honest, because it works like your arms and your back and shoulders, like your whole back gets this workout. So well-rounded. For Christmas, I'm gonna probably get myself like a weight vest so I can weigh what I used to and do it. Get like 30-pound weight vest. Okay, so this is taking me back into go under the giant skeletons. This main screen. So we're hitting some buy side here. I just hit about 231 in buy side on this push up. Yo, how's it going? Yeah, I heard that, yeah, you were not too keen the last 2 days, to say the least. Yeah. No, that makes sense. There's no reason you have to show up every day. It's not like it's not like you're a slave to the market. It is Friday, though. Friday night. Okay. What? There we go. Tornado. Okay, let's do tornado. Guys, move, alright. When was the last time you tried to do a pull-up, Dave? That's good. Hey, not, some people can't even do one, you know? It was just like I started adding more, and it was like I was talking to my friend today. It's like, it's not like I'm trying to do it in this egoic, like trying to prove something to somebody. It's just like I just started somewhere and just started adding more and more and more, and then adjusting. And you know, it's like I don't have like a vision in mind that's causing friction either. It's just like, okay, let's go here and see what happens. Okay, let's go, now that we got here, let's go here. It's like I first wanted to lose some weight, and then I lost 15 kilograms, and then now I'm like building back up, like with just muscle, and I'm focusing on core now and like the V taper and all that stuff. But it's just like, you know, it was just looking at pictures of myself when I went on this trip in May. And there was not one single flattering photo in the whole thing. And it was like a nice trip with the family and everything, but I was like straight up dad bodying it up. And I was like, what in the hell? I look like garbage. And then like having seen my dad like all bloated and necrotic and stuff at the end, it was just like, I don't want to be like that. And he was like at my age doing like marathons in basketball and shit, so it's like if I'm not doing something similar, then where am I gonna be at 30 years from now? You only get one body. Thankfully, the Japanese make it hard to be fat. Like, they're just not, there's not like junk food everywhere, you know? It's like easy to just shift your attention away from the bread aisle in the convenience store and just like eat other awesome food that Japan has to offer, and you're not like feeling so bad. Like, it's not that difficult. Yeah, I bet. Like, and Cadbury cream eggs and eggnog and like all that stuff. That's Easter, I know. Yeah, it's like poison. They're just trying to like get you to buy their preservative bullshit. $45 seconds. Yeah, it's they and just like some of the drinks, the taste is different in America. Like when I went back, and even the monsters are more like sugary, I guess. Like Monster energy drink or whatever. The Japanese one has a different taste actually. And 10 seconds. We're open. Getting a lot of buyers here. We just had about 260 buyers at this 723 level. What's up, Keo? Welcome to the party. Why am I getting delays? Market delay. Okay, coming against that buy participant, so getting a little bit of buyer absorption pre-market, or sorry, open buyer absorption, but sweeping about 400 sellers here. Hold up, wait a minute. any significant sell side here just yet. Well, somebody just entered a seller. There's a 134 seller entered, expecting lower prices because it was after the fact, so that's a short. At 633, getting a little bit of seller exhaustion off their intention until it goes below. What's that? Yeah, this looks like the seller exhaustion idea coming to fruition. He just sat through with the broken thing. That reminds me of when I had like 2 broken ribs and I just I was too stubborn to go to the hospital, and my wife was like, after 2 weeks, she was just like, why aren't you going? And then I finally went and the doctor's like, oh yeah, 2 ribs are broken. That wasn't trying to be badass, just stubborn. Damn, dude, this is getting paid. What on earth? They're like, we want you. Nice. Punch it, Chewy. Getting a lot of buyers here. It's like a battle to see what like next leg or projection. Coming above the buy lots. Yes, right, fusion. It was a pretty aggressive push up. It makes sense to be in line with it. Coming back on 800 retest breakdown. Oh my goodness. you got some resting orders up to the 875, so if it's gonna burst through, it's gonna do it. There should be no more pullbacks at this time. This should give you the rip to the 875s. Hitting some buy side as we go. Here we go. Mamma mia. That's a spicy meatball to the upside. That was as low-hanging fruit as you could get. I hope everyone got paid. It smells like it's on the horizon. You got more like imbalances it created on the way down, so why is it acting so like slaggy? It's weird. All right. Dope. Well, at least you got paid. That's the best Friday in a long time in terms of like just straight up easiness. I guess last Friday was kind of like that. Boom shakalaka boom. It's just bullish. Nice. Nothing like an easy Friday. Run for profit Friday. Anything else on your mind? Funny stories? Not really. Yeah, it happens to everyone. I've always one thing I noticed for myself personally is like generally it's like if you just it's the urge to make money that loses you money, and then if you just hang around for those undeniable moments where you're like, oh man, I have to push the button. It's like one of those things where it's not even like you wanting to make money, it's just the thing that you've been waiting for, kind of. But if you come into it, there's times where we all have like this thing that it's hard to see sometimes in advance, but you get better at it, I guess, where you're like, you realize there's like what do you call it? Like there's something on your shoulder that's like calling to you, and then that's like, okay, I should probably wait. Right. Yeah. 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 You can do it. You can do it. Waterboy reference. Yeah, it's I'm not trying to say it externally onto you. I'm just like in my mind personally, like I had, like it's exactly like you said. You get thirsty, and then I've had times where I'm qualified and everything, and I'm like I'm counting my chickens before they hatch, and like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this with this, and you start making these grandiose like expectations within yourself, and then that forces a trade unbeknownst to you because you're thirsty for the money, you know? And that's what I mean, is like it makes like a rash decision-making mindset, because you get like cocky almost because you've been on a streak. And so you think you got it all figured out or something, and then your mind kind of like, the ego slips in the back door and it's like, oh, this looks good enough. And it's like, good enough shouldn't be the thing. It should be the thing you're waiting for undeniably only. You know? Or you make some other cockamamie like thing, and I mean you in the general sense. I'm saying like, you know, you make like this like kind of like justification to enter that's not undeniable or whatever. At least that's my history. I can only speak for myself. So that's what I mean by like removing the urge to make the money, because like if you get in that flow state, then the undeniable low-hanging fruit presents itself when you don't want that, when that urge is just not there and you just see it and you're like, this is what I'm here for, to push that button now. And just like that low-hanging fruit that presented just now with the imbalance or whatever, and it was just like, this is what it looks like it's gonna do, and then it does it, and then you're like, I'm done. And so it becomes mechanical and boring, and that's the way it should be, instead of emotional and thrilling. Right. Yep. This is good enough, you know, it's like... Who? Oh. I did, I just don't know the name. Oh. Bubble Riders. Money, money, money. Money's such a weird thing. An exchange of value for goods and services that we just accept as this real thing. Yeah, the whole like exchange, like the store of value, and then how we moved that to copper, and then we removed all of it. The whole like hidden secrets of money, you know. And then we moved into fractional reserve, and it just got insane from there. Yeah, in the 72, I think. Yeah, they were buying back all the gold after World War II because America had hoarded it. Yeah, they were trying to get off the dollar, and like that was during when the whole forex market started, because everything was traded in dollars and they were tired of it, so they started buying back all the gold. Like France in particular was the one that organized all the countries to do that. It's Mike Maloney's Hidden Secrets of Money, if you watch that whole like 7-part series about it. Like, he literally conducts the documentary in Egypt when he's talking about Egypt. I remember back when that movie, like this, the conspiracy theory movie, like Zeitgeist or whatever. You remember that? Do you remember that, like, conspiracy theory movie called Zeitgeist? I think it was like trying to insinuate about like 9/11 or something, but it was talking about how the fractional reserve banking system works and everything, but it was one of the first times, like, before, social media and everything, where somebody like pointed out how the banking system worked. I saw it when I was like, it was like probably like 2001 or 2000, no, yeah, because it was after 9/11, so it was like probably 2003, 2004. So it was like the internet wasn't as like ubiquitous as it is now, you know. But it was like one of those documentaries that everyone kind of like latched onto. But then it was like, I remember when they talked about how the fractional reserve banking system worked, and you only need like 10% of the money in the bank, and then you could just generate it as numbers on your system. I was like, wait, what? It's just so insane what the banking system is now, you know? Yeah, during... And they bailed them out with the... Obama bailed them out with the thing that you can't, like, with the thing like, okay guys, promise not to over leverage anymore. And then what did they do? They used that money to just over leverage more. Now JP Morgan and all these things are like 27 trillion over leveraged. And that's why the whole thing is just like a house of cards that can't topple over, because it will just cause chaos to where it's just utterly, you know, disappearing into the sands of time level obliteration. What? What did you say? Sorry. Basically. And that's why, like, what was it? Like 10% of people make 10% of stock traders like making 90% of the money of the gains in since, like, you know, 20 from COVID. It's like going to 10% of the people. Right. It pales. And they were making babies, hence the boomer. Yeah, it's just insane that like when you know how like the fractional banking system works and like how all these little components of how we got here from the Federal Reserve Bank being about as federal as Federal Express, and then it's somehow like we just handed over the keys to our financial system to this entity of them, and it's like nobody. Well, it didn't even pass in Congress. It was like there was like some sleight of hand where they just suddenly ushered them in on like a when there was a session like where the people were not in session, and it was like in a holiday in Christmas or something. And they're just like, whoopsie daisy, Federal Reserve's Bank now a thing. I remember the back in Ron Paul. That was one of his running talking points. Well, were they doing that whole like Epstein? Were they doing that blackmail stuff back then? Like, why would people be doing stuff that's not in the best interest of the country? Like, it seems like a lot of these leaders are compromised by like other countries to do stuff that fucks their own country because they're compromised, and they're like, do this or we're gonna, they're basically using them as like finger puppets, you know, like essentially like, get, I don't know what entities has all that information, but right, right. And the DMZ and all that. Right. So to pivot into like what's happening now with like This is one of the things that I don't, I'm not like partisan in like one camp. Like I notice some people try to defend, but I don't defend any side of this. I just want to see the truth in that's regard to like the Epstein shit. It's like I don't understand how you can't release that stuff. And like it seems like there's a third party outside of left and right in another country that has compromised people on both sides that they don't want. So like if Trump was part of that whole thing, Biden and them would have said something during his term, or he would have released something to compromise to allow him to not be elected. So it's like it seems like both sides have dirt, quote unquote, or are dirty, so that it's like somebody on a third party will be like, if you release one half, then the other half's going to be released by us. So they're just like keeping it under wraps for everyone's sake or something. But it's just like, I want to see that corruption just taken out completely. I don't understand how it's permitted. Like, didn't people swear oaths to the Department of Justice and stuff? Like, why are these people that are like Patel and Bondi and all them, why are they not doing their job in that regard? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then you had that OG like FDR like Federal Reserve Park Act that he basically saved. He saw into the future and did an altruistic thing with that. Yeah, there's douchebags. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi it up. Right. But it's like I don't understand how it's like they literally are like, these are not the files you're looking for. Like it's like they're pissing in our mouth and saying they're not pissing, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that's not that's the opposite of great. But don't they have like videos? Like I don't get it. Like didn't he wire his whole house with like stuff to compromise people with evidence or whatever? Or is that all urban legend stuff? Huh? Same with like the Diddy thing. Like why did that brings up Diddy? Like why didn't he get in trouble? Like why speculative, circumstantial? Right. Conspiracy to racketeering and all that. Right. Like if they know that the path they're down is gonna just cost them, they just give up or whatever. Right. Right. Well, like Jiz Lane or whatever, however you pronounce her lane, like the jizz, she jizzes in a certain lane or something. But like she's not really, she's not really having to suffer much. I don't know why my internet's acting weird right now.